In this video, we're going to be looking at functions. Before we actually look into the presentation, I want to show you a real example of how to do this. Now, in the last example that we did for loops, basically using while and for, what we did is we took an LED and we went from it being off and it went to full brightness and then back down to off. And the code that you see here does exactly that. It basically goes from no brightness at all, being 0, going to the maximum brightness, which is 255, printing the value, delaying it by 1 second, and then looping this until we reach maximum brightness. And once we've reached maximum brightness, the condition is no longer true, and hence we go on to the next for loop. And in this case, it's the opposite. We start off at maximum brightness, we decrease our brightness by 1, and once the condition is not true, we loop again. Now, this is great. This works really, really well. However, in this exercise, what we want to do is basically, instead of having one LED, I want to have 5 LEDs doing the same thing back to back. What I mean by that is the first LED goes from being off, full brightness off, then the next LED goes from off, full brightness off, and so on and so forth. Now, for this, if we were to do it, knowing what we know so far, well, that's easy. All we're going to do is basically copy and paste the code over and over and over again, and then just changing the channel, the output number to the respective pin that the LED is basically connected to. But as you could see, that uses up a lot of code, and it's actually rather very cumbersome. So the question is there a way of doing this that is actually more modular? And the answer to that is yes, functions. Now, I have used the word a few times before, but I've never explained it. So in this very video, I will be doing so. But before we start coding, I want to show you how functions are written. The functions that we're quite familiar with so far is basically setup and loop. And they're exactly what they are. Basically what it is these are functions. The way you know it's a function is because we start off with the word void. Basically what it is the way the syntax works is really simple. Is you write void, you write the name of the function, in this case setup. Then here is what we write, basically the parameters, and then last but not least we open and close the bracket. Whatever is inside that, in this case the function's purpose is only to do it at start of program. Here we have another function called loop, where basically whatever is written in here, it is continuously looping. So the big question is, how do we write our own function? And the answer is really, really simple. First of all, we're going to write it outside of the setup and the loop functions. We're going to have to write void, open close bracket, curly brackets, and that's it. Now the next thing we need to do is give it a name. In our case, we're going to call it LED cycle. And the next part is we need to paste some code that it executes it. In our case, the modular code is basically what we've already written. So all we have to do is paste it in there. And as you can see here, the integer I is the first thing that we can see here is we want to change the channel numbers. So instead of just using 23, we want to make it more modular. So what we're going to do is basically, first of all, write a comment for ourselves. Apologize. We're going to write a comment for ourselves, which in this case is basically saying X is the LED pin number. And the way to do this is really, really easy. Is we're going to go in here and we're going to write our first parameter, in this case int equal to X. Okay. And instead of writing 23 here, we're going to just simply replace that with X. Okay. Now, the other thing I want to do is, as you can see, there's a delay of 1, and I want to basically make that also modular. So we're going to also say that the value of Y is the delay time. And it's really easy. We put a semicolon in here and we write int Y. And the number 1 is basically changed for Y. So we've written the function, all looks really well. Now what we're going to do is actually utilize it. So first of all, we need to use the same name. So in this case, the function's name is LED cycle. And the parameter values that we need are two things. The first is the channel, or basically the pin that it is connected to the LED. And the other is basically the delay time. Now here what we're going to do is write 23, and I want a delay time of 1. Now, one thing I want to tell you is that I've already connected my board, and you can see the pins right there. And the way I've done them is basically really simple. Is I'm going to actually copy all this to make my life easy. And I'm going to paste that 5 times. Now I've already done this, the pins, and they are basically 23, 32, 22, 21, and 19. Oh, 19, and I have actually one more, which is basically 11. So there's our code. And then last but not least, I don't need the int I at the very top. Now, before I load the code, there is one more thing that I can see that I can actually, let's say, make universal. So instead of basically having 111 written here all over again, is we can actually introduce an integer called delay time. And we're going to set that value basically to 1 in our case. So instead of writing 111, is we could just write delay time instead here. And the reason I like that is that because we can always change the time globally without having to change the numbers individually every time. So we could just change it from here to make the code look or work differently. So let's try that. Let's load the code. Okay, so I've clearly done one mistake here, which is basically I've put semicolon instead of a comma. So I'm going to change that, and let's see what happens now. And the code is loading, so let's see the outcome. So you can see the yellow is going brighter down, the red is going brighter down, then the green is going brighter and down, then the blue is going brighter and down, and then last but not least the white is going brighter and down. So now if we go to the presentation, what we can see here is some of the advantages of using functions. Now reusability is one of them, modularity, and then it's also easy to edit because you only have to edit it in one point. And this is a really important point because when it comes to software updates, if you are changing, let's say, a function, then you only need to ask yourself is what inputs feed into it and what come out of it. And those are the only areas that you really need to retest. So now I want you to try something. Here's an exercise for you to basically test your ability to create functions that are easy to use, easy to edit, and that are modular. And in this example is basically I want you to turn your master controller, the software that you've written before, into 3 functions: traction, coasting, and braking. Okay, we'll see you in the next video.